Hey guys, it's Dan Vapes Japan. Today we're going to take a look at this SMKON deepfire. Okay, this is the box that it comes in. A little bit. There's your QR code and your scratch. Tells you on the side what color you have. I have silver. I did buy this. I bought it at Apollo e-cigarettes. So it's kind of a nice box. It does have the instructions on the back to tell you how to actually take it apart. I do recommend you taking a look at that because I didn't at first, which was a really bad idea. So let's take it apart. So you open it up. There's your deepfire. Okay, take that out. It's a pretty nice box. So I actually have the blue O-rings in it right now. It has a 510 drip tip, and you cannot put an 810 or goon style drip tip into it. It's just the 510 only, and that is because of these top fill ports, which I really like. They don't leak, very easy to fill. I do wish you could have an 810 drip tip on it though, but it is really nice. So that's that. Also in the box, we have this little side box. So we open that up, and inside here we have our spare glass tube. It's the same as the original. We have our bag of spare parts. There's lots of O-rings that are kind of useless. These black O-rings, I don't see that. It needs to come with a lot more of those, a ton more, because they break, and they break quite easily on this RTA. It also comes with an Allen key. Okay, this Allen key fits the grub nuts. There are extra grub nuts in the bag. Can you see those? I don't know. Maybe you can. So that's what comes in our box. So in order to open this up, you actually have to put it on a 521 tab or a mod. Now, if you look, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There's a little notch here at the bottom. You actually have to line up a little tab with that notch. All right. So you have to put it into your 521 tab. Line up your notch, and I already have it lined up. Pull gently, if not you're going to break your O-rings. I've done this a couple of times already where I broke them. Okay, they came off in one piece. So if we take a look just at this part, okay, we have our O-ring, and this is our chamber and our chimney. I can't quite get that chimney piece off. It's kind of welded itself together. This is our top cap. As you can see, there's a nice blue O-ring. There's your filling ports. Okay, this actually threads into here, and that's how that stays together. Okay, so same as the glass tube that comes extra, but we can put all of this back together and it's okay. Now, there was a lot of little white O-rings in that bag, and I haven't had to replace one of them yet, so I don't really quite understand the use of those. I have no resistance because there's no coils yet. It is a velocity style deck, 2-post deck. It does have this retaining ring. This is for your when you put in your wicks. Okay, so today the build I'm going to do on this. So I've decided to go with the quad twisted coil, I believe. No, not flat twisted, that's the wrong one. The quad coil. Where's that guy at? This one here. It's backwards, but anyways, I've decided to go with this one. 0.36 ohm coil. Here they are here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if that can focus. There's the coil. Okay, I'm going to go with 2 of those. So the first thing I'm going to do is get out my Coil Master jig here. And what I'm going to do here is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to space them, because I don't really like taking hot spots out, so give them a little stretch. I don't have a good, I'm just using my phone here, guys. Give them a stretch out, stretch them out, give them a nice stretch, push it back, flip it around, stretch it out, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. Push it back down. Get her back down to size. Now that looks like it's going to be a little bit too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of a tug, tighten it up, pull, and a pull. Twist it back a little bit and give it another squish. See if I can't get her a little bit smaller. That looks like it'll be alright. Just take a quick look there. So this is what it looks like when I'm done. Can I get that to focus? So there's what it looks like when I'm finished. Spaced out. Means I won't have to take any hot spots out of it. There's my coils. The same. Alright. So because it is a velocity style deck, one goes on the bottom, one goes on the top. Better shut that off. Alright. So I usually take my anvil out to help me place these. Alright, put my rod back in. Take a look. You want to make sure it's not touching either of the posts or the center post. Alright, there it is there. Alright. Take your little included Allen wrench. Tighten it down. Give a little beep, beep, beep. Alright. So you see how it's kind of kicked out there? What you want to do is you want to tighten it down until it just kicks out a little bit. Now what you want to do, if you look, she's a little cross-eyed, right? So we'll give her a little twist, straighten it out. Oh, I loosened it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull it back and down. Don't let it touch. Okay? And oh, I think I'm a little bit too close there. So I'll give it another little stretch this way. Alright, I'm not touching anywheres. It's nice and close. Okay, and that's pretty good. I'm right over top of my air hole. Okay, so I'll grab my snips, take the extra off, cut that nice and flush. That's not good. These things can fly quite a ways. That one landed on the deck. So I got one side done. I'm going to give it a pause. I'm going to pop the other one in, and I'll be back and we'll wick it up. Okay guys, we're back. I got them both in. They're nice and even. They're on level. They're right over top of the air holes. Okay. Now we're going to wick this up. Something I noticed about my 521 tab from Coilmaster, I bought it at Amazon.jp. It does not read the ohms quite right, okay? That says 2.1 ohms, right? It's 2.1 ohms. But it really shouldn't read that, and I'm pretty sure if I pop it on my mod, which is exactly what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it on here for a second. So that Coilmaster reads 0.21, 0.21, 0.21. I'm going to throw it on my Battlestar and just see what it comes out on the Battlestar, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be different. New coil, and it comes out at 0.19. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyways, so something I've noticed about my Coilmaster kit, my overall kit, I got it at Amazon.jp. I'm not really happy with it. I'll do a review on that. As you see, I'm using these snips instead of the Coilmaster snips because, well, see if I can get them out here. After one use, this is what my Coilmaster snips looked like. Not impressed. So I don't have to, I'm pretty sure I don't have to glow these coils because they should glow pretty evenly. Let's see what she does for me. A little smoke there. Okay. Maybe I should glow them just to get the friggin' oil off. See how they come up. That's another thing this thing does. It has a tendency to kick out on me like that. I'm not happy with that at all. Yeah. And as you see, those are glowing pretty evenly, okay? And when it glows, see, they're glowing pretty evenly. I noticed about this deep fire is it leaks. Sorry about that. Alright, so where was I? It does leak, and I think it's actually because of this adjustable juice flow, and it is connected to your airflow. So I mean, as you're adjusting it, opening it and closing it, I do find that it makes it leak a little bit. So back to the coils. I have 3mm coils in. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to grab some Japanese organic cotton. So I got a little piece here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut about 15mm for each coil. So here's what I use. It's just a cheap dollar store caliper, and I have it set at 15mm. So what I like to do is I like to measure each end, give it a little snip, flip it over. I wish I had an overhead camera. Give it a little snip, and we'll cut that out at 15mm. Now that I got them cut, something else you should do is very carefully peel off this outer skin. Okay, like that. Peel off both of them. Be very careful, you don't want to take too much out of it. Okay, so I got one. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to give it a little bit of a stretch side to side. Makes it a little easier to roll. Now, I don't know if you guys actually want to watch me roll this, but it's basically like any other rolling. Very gently roll your wicks. Roll, 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 and it's a pain in the butt. But you don't want it too tight. You just want it just small enough to be able to pull through the coil without bending it. But you do want it to move a little bit as you're putting it through. So one end gets twisted up nice and tight. Give her a little, peel a little bit out of it, and give her a nice twist over. So let's see if I can wick this on camera without too much problems, without seeing it. All right. All right, let's slide her through. Pull, pull, pull. See, there is a bit of friction there, but not too much. Back and forth. There's one. I'll do the other one. You don't need to watch that. Alright, so I got my wicks in. Take something sharp and gently fluff out your wicks. Not too much. Okay. I don't know how they do this on other channels and make it look so nice, but I always end up pulling a big chunk off like this. Quick. I end up like that. That's okay because I still have to cut it, and then we fluff out this one. Being careful, don't hurt yourself. Pull off that chunk. Alright, same thing to the other side. Okay, we got our wicks fluffed out. So what I recommend is when you cut them, as you see your wicking channels here, these are your wicking channels right there. Okay, what I like to do is, I'm going to do it on this side, then I'll show you. Let's see if I can get this. Not too bad. Okay, I like to cut them. So if you look at your wicking channel, okay, I don't know how clear that is. I like to take it, and I like to cut it about here, okay, because as you tuck it down in with the ring and everything, it'll get down into the bottom of that wicking channel. And I find if it's not really, a lot of people cut it at this line, and I find that's a little bit too short, and you end up with dry hits quite often. So I recommend a little bit longer. All right, I'm going to cut the rest of these off, and we'll come back, we'll juice up the coils and get these things tucked in. Oh, I got my wicks cut to where I want them. Like I was saying, you can't really place them properly until they're wet, but what you can do is just kind of make them fit. You can use two fingers. I don't recommend using your tweezers. Just kind of push them in there a little bit, and they're not quite touching the bottom. There's a couple of stray hairs that might. Okay, stroke your wicks down. Same thing all the way around. All right, now there's two ways you can do this. All right, and I've done it both ways. I guess it's about 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. It's hard to get that ring, so if you're going to do the ring before you juice your coils, I recommend you slide the ring over a little bit at a time. Give your wicks a little squeeze, okay, and push it down. Same thing, take off that extra, you don't want that in there. This thing leaks enough. Alright, let's poke that in there. This one's really spread out. Alright, this one's really spread out. It's kind of hard to do this backwards. Sorry guys if you can't see it too good. Give it a little squeeze, work it down. You have to do that a couple of times just to get your wicks in where you want them. By doing that, you're still fluffing them a little bit at the ends, and you'll have to pull that off or cut it off. There we go. Now, the thing I find about this is you're better off to back thread it a little bit, just a bit, until you can feel it click down. There we go. And then you can thread it frontwards. Alright. So as you can see, my wicks stick out a little bit. So, which is okay, because what you want, see that one there, where's it at? This one I find is a little bit too short. So what I'll do is I'll take my pointy, and I'll work on it a little bit here. Scratch it down. I'll be alright, I think. I'll squeeze. Give it a little wiggle. Alright, and I'll just pull off that extra. Same here, this one's alright, but we're sticking out a bit. This one's sticking out a bit too much, so what I think I'll do is I'll pull a little bit of it back. Now, I'm going to give these guys one final trim. Alright, just take your scissors, give them a little snip off. Alright, so now we got that all wicked up. The juice I'm using today is caramel concoction. It's Firefly Orchard, and this is one of the apple elixirs. Now, to me, this really just tastes like apple. I don't taste any caramel in it at all. I've tried it on a number of different coils, from simple stainless steel wraps to friggin' tricore Claptons, and in about 3 different tanks now. I've tried it in this tank, my Bravo, and my Zeus. And my TFV8 Big Baby. And I really don't get any caramel out of it. I just get the apple. So anyways, there it is. It's from Apollo. It is a 6 milligram juice. It's one of the few of them I can actually get in Japan. So let's turn this over this way, and we'll juice up the coils. Be careful, don't put too much on it. Let that soak in there. Like I said, because of the way this is done, there's no juice cup. It'll drip right down into the airflow, so you kind of got to be careful when you're doing this. Don't use too much. I think that'll be all right. It'll be good enough to vape on, I guess. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. I find these coils spit a little bit too. I just didn't want to use my really good coils. Oh, take a little bit of juice and drip it on these O-rings. It'll save your O-rings. Just give it a little bit of a run around. You're going to want to lube it up. Same thing on the inside. Give the inside a little bit of a lube. Okay. As you see, look, it drips right out of the friggin' air hole. Let's see if I can get this on here. Slide her down over top, line up the hole. It is really, so when you give her a little turn. Now, once you get it in, you're going to want to, and I don't have it in, at least that's what she said. Oh, come on, Gertrude. There we go. I think I got her now. Alright, so then you turn it all the way over till everything's closed. Now the way this works is your juice flow and your air flow are connected together, okay? And that sucks. And that's what I think causes the leaking, is opening and closing it. So what I recommend is I'd go about halfway on the juice flow and the air flow, because that's where I find I'm getting the best flavor out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of juice in this, not a whole lot because I don't use this tank a whole lot. And so I find it easier if you take your drip tip off. Alright, nice big holes. Run some juice down into it. Alright, now that's a lot more than I wanted to put in, but that's okay. Like I said, this isn't my favorite juice. It's not a bad juice. I don't know if I'll order it again. Apollo's got a lot of really good flavors. Alright, so let's go back up top and we'll give this thing a bit of a vape and I'll give you some final thoughts on it. Now, something I want to show you, I don't know if you can see it in there or not, there's a piece of the O-ring. Like I said, this thing is just brutal on O-rings. I think they should have feathered, I don't know if feathered's the right word, that's not the right word. They definitely should have rounded the edges inside of it a little bit, because it is just brutal on O-rings. Like, I'm down to one that I have left for it, which is not cool at all, because once it's gone, you know, I'm gonna have to stop using it, and that's kind of doesn't make me very happy. So like I was saying, this thing leaks. All right, let's bring it back over here. This thing leaks, but I think most of the leaking comes from adjusting it all the time. Like, a lot of people like to close their airflow or their juice flow and airflow when they fill it. This doesn't really vapor lock, so you don't need to. You can leave it open, you can leave it set, and it'll leak a lot less. Now, if you get the wicking wrong, it does leak a lot more too, which, you know, nobody really likes that, because it will make quite a bit of a mess on your mod. But with the wicking that I put in, it shouldn't leak too much. It should be all right. Like, I just took it out and cleaned it today, and it had only leaked a little bit of the juice. Let's give it a vape. It's, like I said, it's ohming out at 0.19. New coils, so let's put it at 60 watts for now and see how it tastes. So, as you see, there is good vapor production. There is good flavor out of this tank. It's cheap. It's only $20, so I mean, it is worth having in your collection. It does whistle a bit when it's half open. If I open it all the way, it is much quieter. But it does lose a bit of flavor. And I'll close it down about a quarter. So, as you can see, let's see if I can get a side view. Sorry about that, guys. Really good vapor production. Again, it's got really good vapor production. It does need more of the black base O-rings, and they need to feather feather out the inside of the chamber a bit better because it's pretty sharp. Anyways, I do recommend buying it, especially it's easy to build on. Hard to get the wicking right, but it is easy to build on. It's got nice flavor. I love the friggin' top. I love the top fill. This top fill on it. It doesn't leak. It's really easy. You're not holding a cap in your hand, right? You don't got to take it apart. This is one of the better top fills that I've seen. And it does. It has good flavor, good clouds. Got the SMKON deep fire. I bought this at Apollo. And the caramel concoction, I bought that at Apollo. Okay, it's on my Battlestar mod, and I got that at GearBest. I will go over that in another later date. Anyways, guys, have a nice day. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and I'll try to keep you updated. I'll probably take a look at my TF Big Baby, because I had some problems with it. So anyways, take care, and have a nice day.